Welcome to the Social Work Rants podcast, providing a platform for social workers to share their stories. The podcast covers a wide range of topics, including mental health, social justice, policy, and the day to day realities of the profession. Season 10 will continue to focus on the intersectionality of mental health and finances. Hope you enjoy. Hello, social workers, mental health professionals, and change agents. Welcome to another episode of the Social Work Rants Podcast. I'm your host, Bas Moreno. Saludos a todos. Greetings, everybody. Thank you for tuning in, tapping in wherever you are watching or listening to this podcast. I appreciate all the love, support. Gracias a todos por su apoyo. Continue to follow the podcast on Instagram at the Social Work Rants Podcast. If you are a caregiver, a member of the sandwich generation, caring for, if you have children and caring for an older adult, or also known as seniors, you are a member of the sandwich generation. Part of my business, Bass Moreno, doing business as Bass Moreno Consultings, providing financial education and counseling for people of color in the sandwich generation who are struggling with their caregiving with and their finances. So definitely tap in. Go to bassmorenoconsulting.com. I'm offering a free 45-minute consultation on how your mental health is affecting your finances, and your finances are affecting your mental health. So definitely tap in. Before I get started with today's topic, I just want to do the disclaimer. This podcast is not to be used as a substitute for individual therapy or counseling. If you need help, call 988, call 911. If you have a therapist, call your therapist. If you have a psychiatrist, call your psychiatrist. It's okay not to be okay, but definitely get the help that you need. For all my out of the US listeners and viewers, whatever your emergency phone line is, uh, definitely use that and definitely get the help that you need. So it's still Mental Health Awareness Month. Uh, everybody protect your mentals, as former football player Marshawn Lynch once said. Whatever that looks like for you, definitely do that for you. Um, Today's episode is dedicated to all the new MSW graduates. May is graduation season, May, June, the graduation season. So, welcome to the profession. So, as a seasoned social worker, seasoned uh, social service worker with over 20 years of experience in the social service space. Give you some tidbits as to some tips to survive as a new MSW graduate. So um, so let's get started. So if you haven't done so already and haven't landed that job, is okay. The job market is extremely tough right now. It's been tough for a while, even before Agent Orange took over. So it is really tough. Uh, if you worked at a placement, doing an internship, and if they are hiring and you like the placement, apply. Even if you, I would say, even if you didn't like the placement, just how the economy is, or so many unknowns within the economy that you may have to. That might be your first job if you decide to apply. So uh, again, everybody's situation is different, which is personal finance. So whatever your situation is not going to be your classmate situation or peers situation, people that you follow on social media, social workers that you follow online. So everybody's situation is different. Everybody's financial situation is different. So you gotta do you, basically. Um, that's a tidbit right there. Do what works for you, or whatever that looks like for you. If you enjoyed the internship and then they hiring, or they hired you, like you think you did great work, and they hire you after you graduate, and you show them the diploma, or all your credits, then great for you, and congrats about that, for you for that. Definitely research jobs that you want to apply for. Um, Especially make sure that they align with the code of ethics, align to your personal values, um, whatever that looks like for you. Just make sure you do your research. Um, for myself, I give you an example. So, if you're new to the podcast, I'm a well-known job hopper. Uh, Especially these last 5 years, I pretty much had a different job every year since pandemics has started. So, and then post-pandemic. So, uh, I kept seeing like the same jobs, same agencies looking for like the same roles pop up. Basically, I'm like, are you expanding, or you hired somebody, they left, and you hiring? No, those, and you're hiring again. Those are red flags. So tend to see that uh, a lot, and or you might see like and they like to be slick too. They might post the job postings like on Indeed, or and you might not see it on LinkedIn or Glassdoor or one of the others. It's not going to be that job is not going to pop up on all the different job sites. So um, just kind of definitely do the research, ask around, uh, if you know somebody at an agency that send them a DM and like, hey, like, can you, almost like a coffee chat basically, and kind of like, hey, like I'm kind of interested in the organization. I saw a job I'm interested in applying for, and like an informational interview, and kind of and see how that goes. Definitely seek out guidance, mentorship. I've stressed many times on several podcast episodes the importance of networking. Go to social work events, even go to non-social work events. Traditionally, go to events as traditionally social workers are not, um, don't usually attend, like tech conferences, things of that nature, because there's a lot of tech companies, up and coming tech companies that look for social workers, or look based on skills that you learned at your MSW program. You could actually use your transferable skills into landing those type of roles. So you don't necessarily have to get a MSW, a LMSW, if you don't need it. If you're doing counseling, if you want to get your LM, by all means, get your LM. If that's your next step to do, clinical work. But a lot of these MSW programs gear us towards that. So uh, part of my platform is like, okay, ways you can make money without getting your license, and I'm definitely anti ASWB. So maybe that's my own bias for failing the test 5 times, and definitely the financial trauma that the ASWB has caused me, and preventing goals. One of the last I took the test to try to achieve, and kind of have to pivot in my career because of not passing that exam, and luckily being grandfathered in Delaware, and already renewed my license, so I'm good to go for the next couple years. Um, so going back to seeking guidance, mentorship, going to events, meeting people. Any if you follow social worker on Instagram, or LinkedIn or Threads, whatever social media platform, and they're hosting an event. If you're able to go to the event and meet people in person, a lot of people are itching to get back to in-person meetings and greetings, and Zoom is not. Uh, it's still a thing, but it's like people would rather meet in person nowadays than do Zoom meetings. So definitely, do that. Don't be afraid to take risks. Like kind of goes back to do you, whatever that looks like for you. Um, if you start a job and you're looking at the EMR and you're looking at if they still have paper charts, and you see it's just based on the progress notes that you see or chart reviews you're looking at when you first start, and you see it as a shit show, definitely ask questions. And if you feel like it's not for you, don't hesitate to start looking for another job. And like I've been in jobs that I've lasted like a few months and just like, all right, I'm out. Like you kind of have to like, as much as employers use you, you gotta use employers like right back. And like pretty much I'm only here so that I can make sure I pay my rent, gotta put food on the table for me to eat and just pay my bills, and until I find another job, and hopefully be a better paying job. So don't be afraid to use these agencies, because at the end of the day, the United States of America is fastly becoming unaffordable, and you got bills to pay, and you got eventually going to have student loans to pay back, and more than likely going to be expensive thanks to Agent Orange and his policies related to student loan forgiveness. Um, Shameless plug, you actually could go back on past podcast episodes. I've done several episodes regarding student loans, so you kind of gauge how much has changed in a short amount of time regarding student loan repayments, and try to get up to date information regarding student loans. So, um, be another tip: be open to learning on the job. Just ask a lot of questions. Um, Ask all the stupid questions out the way. You just no question is stupid. Just you're there to learn. You're there to grow. You're trying to like starting a new job is nerve wracking. Trying to learn people, trying to learn the culture of the organization, trying to make sure it's a right fit for you. Just trying to balance, make sure the job fits whatever you have personally. If you got kids, you got a husband, you got a wife, you know, how far is the commute to work? Like, all that goes into a job. So you got to make sure that it's a right fit for you. Definitely prioritize self-care and boundaries. Um, it's kind of hard to like start a new job, or kind of hard to say no and tell you to do things. But obviously, we got to follow the code of ethics, and you got to make sure that these companies, these agencies are being ethical with clients, with the paperwork, and make sure that if you're gotta keep your nose clean, especially if you're trying to gear towards getting your LM, and then and if you want to continue to get your LC, then obviously you got to do what you need to do. And if an agency is not following code of ethics or not doing stuff ethically, or goes against your values, obviously that'd be time for you to leave that job. So um, if you still haven't officially graduated yet, you still haven't walked that out, styling and profiling. Uh, Make sure you stay connected with your classmates if you're able to. I think one of my biggest regrets is not staying connected uh, with my classmates. I could literally count on probably one hand, maybe both my hands, the, the people I still connect with that I graduated when I graduated from my MSW. Yeah, I could probably count on both my hands. So, um, and yeah, definitely make those connections. You just never know who knows who, and obviously it goes back to networking, and your network is definitely your net worth. And and yeah, oh, I know, so I know this person, or I know such and such, and kind of you hiring, or who's hiring, and you kind of ask around and figure out if you need to make a move, or you're still searching for that job. So um, build that network. Um, yeah, definitely do that. Stay connected with your why, whatever your why is, why you got into the social work profession. And I will say this: you will not save the world. Get that out of your head. You will not be superheroes, Superman, Superwoman, Batman, Iron Man, Iron Woman, Catwoman, you know, any Marvel superhero, any DC comic hero. That take that out of your head. You're not there to save your work to save the world. You're gonna get burned out real quick, and especially everything that's happening currently with the administration. The administration's just doing things to make our jobs a whole lot harder than it already is. So you are not out here to save the world, and put that cape away. Forget it. It's a wrap. I used to have a lot more hair than this. It was definitely, uh, you know, dark brown at one point with a full head of hair. Definitely not white, and I didn't have herniated discs in my back. I didn't have bone spurs in my feet. The wear and tear social work. So, um, and don't be afraid to do like get a job to do home visits. Like you will learn the community very quickly that you work at. You will learn other nonprofits, other social work agencies. Which will help you down the line. Like if you're ready to make a job move, that I know this agency. Let me go ask if they hiring, or I was able to find work because of doing home visits and knowing, having clients, uh, who go to other agencies for services, and kind of knowing about those agencies. And when I saw a job posting within those other agencies, and then I was able to apply. Like I know how you, I know how you guys operate, and kind of help with the interview process. So, um, and I know you might get reimbursed if you drive, to do home visits and things of that nature. You know, I know a lot of people stay away from doing, home visits and things of that nature, but that's another good way also to uh, kind of think long term, or give you like a 2 to 3 year window of like, or, and know what's happening in the community in terms of, especially if you work at a big city metropolitan area, like New York, Philly, like LA, and those different organizations everywhere. And there's a lot of nonprofits. Even like when I was living in New York, and didn't realize how many like social service agencies are like in Times Square area, or at least back then, from like 34th Street to like 42nd Street. Times Square is like tons, or even like going down into the like the 20s on the upper, the lower west side, and kind of lower east side. So you'd be surprised how many social service agencies. So, um, and even like here in Delaware, and in Wilmington, there's like a whole street, like a couple blocks, and there's nothing but like social service agencies within blocks of each other. So, um, they they kind of be in clusters in communities. So, um, that's another tidbit for you. and definitely like embrace the flexibility in your career paths. You may want to do private practice, do the therapy, get your LMSW, and then you end up getting a therapy job, uh, doing mental health counseling, and you hate it, and like, I don't want to do this anymore, and go find a job doing something else. And it's okay. Sometimes you have to pivot and make those changes. Like, you know I love working with adults living with the HIV, and I have had the opportunity of working with three different organizations within that same population kind of. And so, whatever your population is, you might enjoy it, you might not ever thought about working at a population, and you land a job and it was like, wow, this is like amazing, and you might find your fit. So um, I worked at a job that all the clients had some sort of a spinal cord injury, whether it be gunshot wound or they try to attempt suicide, and survived and then end up being paralyzed. And so that job was what I've never thought about, working with that type of population, and I enjoyed the work. So don't be afraid to do case management work. Mm, Uh, I know there's a lot of social workers out there that like to hate on case management work. Um, there's a lot of long-term care insurance companies who hire case managers, and they make some good money, and a lot of those like Humana, Highmark, depending on where you at, you can make anywhere between 50 to $100,000. Obviously, you might need some experience in the field, and if they take your field placements as experience, then there you go. Or you might, whatever, you might have to do that for 6 months to a year, then you work at for an insurance company, so doing case management work uh, until you get your license, if you want to get licensed. Uh, so there's different options, different ways to navigate this space. Best wishes on your journey. Congratulations again. Congratulations to any BSW students or the doctorate in social work DSWs. Congrats. Um, and yeah, let's build, grow, connect, share resources, uh, build, and kind of grow. And because it's a struggle out here. It's a struggle keeping our sanity together while trying to take care of communities, taking care of our clients. So there's a lot of work. So definitely, uh, again, best wishes, and that's it. That's all I got. So, well, welcome to the club, and until next time, peace.